It's always exciting when a new Pixar movie is released, and this time director Peter Son takes us to a city populated with elements, titled, appropriately enough, Elemental. Son has been at Pixar for over 20 years after getting a start at Warner Brothers. At Pixar, he has worked primarily in the story department, beginning with Finding Nemo, and contributing to several other films like The Incredibles, Ratatouille, WALL-E, and Up. He made his feature directing debut on The Good Dinosaur, given the position at the last minute, replacing Bob Peterson. With Elemental, he gets the chance to direct a film from the ground up, and this was clearly a personal story for him. That personal element is one aspect that makes Elemental work, and I found the movie quite touching. From the beginning, it establishes itself as a story partly about immigration, when a fire couple arrives in Element City, and you immediately understand who these two characters are and feel sympathetic for them. I really like those early scenes of them running their shop, and it's just a pleasant time watching how this fire family lives and runs their business. The background details throughout the film are really clever, taking full advantage of what animation is capable of. I was genuinely fascinated with the infrastructure of the city and how the different elements live together. Some may make the comparison to Zootopia, which was also about a city that depicted various species living together. However, Elemental is able to stand on its own and brings its own touches to that sort of setting. A lot of thought has been put into the culture of the Fire People, which gives an added richness and history to them. An aspect I appreciated about the movie is the relationship between the lead protagonist Ember and her father. I like that they have a genuine bond, and they largely avoid the aspect of them having animosity towards each other. Another movie might have depicted Ember as hating the family business and being resentful towards it. They don't do that, as she instead wants to do a good job, and her father is a bit more understanding of her flaws and the stresses that can come from working there. This is not a movie with villains or antagonists, as it seems more intent on showing the real problems people might deal with even in this fantasy world. When we get into the love story between Ember and a waterman named Wade, their relationship is well developed throughout. Their personalities are clear from the get-go, and you understand why they make certain decisions. They have wonderful chemistry with each other even before the romance starts to blossom, and some of the nicest scenes in the movie are when they're just talking and hanging out together. Although I will admit I was surprised how much of the story was about bureaucracy and code inspections. These are actual driving forces of the plot, but they do it in a way that still provides room for inspired gags and world building. One of the strengths of The Good Dinosaur was how several scenes existed to just give off some pleasant vibes in between the conflict. That continues with Son's work on Elemental, as he gives the film a nice feel through a lot of it that allows you to absorb and take in the story and the world. Adding to it is Thomas Newman's score, which has an appropriately soothing and relaxing quality. Unsurprisingly, from a Pixar movie, the animation is absolutely fantastic. I admit I'm someone who is often amazed at technical advancements in movies, and with each film, Pixar continues to try something new with their software. I was stunned by how the fire people were portrayed with their flames often reflecting their mood. Meanwhile, the translucent look of the water people was also remarkable. There's so many creative ways of how the fire, water, cloud, and earth people move and use their abilities throughout the movie. Son seems to have a particular interest in giving personalities to natural objects, as evident with his short film, Partly Cloudy. There's even a nod to that short in the background in one scene, which made me smile. It's fitting that short played in front of Up, because Elemental is preceded by a short about Carl and Doug from that movie. Titled Carl's Date, it's a touching short with some particularly funny moments from Doug as he helps Carl prepare for a date. It's nice hearing Ed Asner one more time as Carl, and it serves as a solid companion piece for the feature that follows. As for Elemental, the movie does a very good job of tackling themes of immigration and interracial romance, while also giving us a likable set of characters in a highly creative world. Part of the fun of this movie was just hanging out with the citizens of this city and seeing how everything functioned. I really like how the recent batch of films produced by Pixar have been deeply personal stories from their respective directors, drawing their own history and passions. Elemental continues that, with Peter Son doing a lovely job of directing this film, full of warmth, solid humor, and visual awe.